Hello and welcome to Best Sips Worldwide. I'm your drinking companion, Susan Schwartz, an American travel writer living in London. Thanks to my mother's love of martinis, the first words I spoke were shaken, not stirred, and I've been obsessed by the history of cocktails ever since. Through the years, I've been lucky enough to sip some of the best made by the best. Hear that sound? It's time to cozy up to the bar and let me introduce you to the movers and shakers of the world's most famous watering holes. It takes a team to make a bar stand out from the crowd. Daniel Thompson and Carlo Lorenzon are the two who are shaking up a bit of London, as of now unrecognized for its cocktail bars. We head down to TwoRuba at the Hilton London Tower Bridge to hear how they've done it.
I did a hospitality degree in Preston, and during my time there I worked at various places. Revolution was the first kind of cocktail place that I worked at. I was there for 2 years, thoroughly enjoyed it, and along with the degree...
Well, just for everyone who's listening, why don't you describe, I have been to a Revolution, but why don't you describe what a Revolution is and what kind of cocktails you were making there?
Yeah, so Revolution is a vodka bar. They do lots of their own flavoured vodkas, stuff like pear drop vodka, tea and biscuits, all kind of weird and wonderful flavours. And the cocktails were not as classics that you would find, the kind of martinis, negronis that you get, more what I would call kind of disco cocktails for the masses, I suppose. But that was my first introduction to it, so where I learned to shake and do all the kind of basics. And then from there I actually kind of moved away from cocktails but stayed within bars. So I worked at a live music venue called The Ferret, which was again in Preston. And I was working on a refurbishment of the building. We started doing food with a smoked menu. We had someone coming called Dr. Sweet Smoke from America, like a consultant, and we introduced this smoked menu along with some craft beers and craft ales. So from cocktails I moved to beers and ales, but cocktails was where the passion was. So when I graduated I got into a graduate program with Hilton, which was an 18-month program over 2 placements, 9 months in Watford, 9 months at the Hilton Glasgow, and then this was my first position off the program in London, back to bars, which is my hobby.
So when you were young, did you think, bars, cocktails? Did you spend a lot of time? Obviously you're still young, but is that what led you to Revolution in the first place? Yeah,
my very, very first part-time job was just in like a working man's pub in my town, Rochdale, where I went to school. So when I was 16, just Saturdays and Sundays, but it wasn't so much the drink, it's the atmosphere of being in a bar, and like we had a lot of regular guests, so the relationships that you have with the guests that come in as well was something that I liked, so that always stuck in my mind.
The chat.
Exactly.
I call it.
Yeah, of course, the chat, yeah. And I actually, after college, I initially went to Leeds to do business because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but it wasn't long that I realised that wasn't where the passion was, and then I found hospitality degree, and it kind of spanned from there.
And you, Carlo? Who from Venice, one of my favorite cities in the world.
From Treviso, exactly. So
Treviso, which I like as well.
Nearby Venice. So I got my hotel and management degree in Treviso as a bartender. I've been working here, just finished school here in London. One was 3 years ago in Renaissance Hotel as a barback. So I've done my 7 months of barback, you can say. So all people start to understand what's a cocktail, what's the story between a cocktail and behind a cocktail. So people start to, to improve, increase their knowledge about drinks and drinking. Thanks for us.
Because I go to Venice a lot, but I don't find that Venice is a real cocktail hub yet.
No.
That's why, and you would think that's where the tourists are.
Yeah.
That would be up
only
here.
the big hotels.
Well, they have the Aperol, which
yeah.
and obviously the Bellini, which was born there.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to hear that someplace that's outside of Venice is a little more, I guess, creative, or starting to create.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why Venice is not so, if I can say, mixologies as Treviso, because Venice, is a multicultural, multiple
I guess when
recipe.
everyone goes there, they just want the classic,
Yeah,
literally.
I think
The
so,
two
yeah.
drinks,
Go
a
to
Bellini
Cafe Floriana, have a
Right.
coffee, listen to music, or have a Bellini or a Spritz.
Or an
you know.
Aperol, and that's right. That's it.
Yeah.
And so, when you came to London, where after going back from Treviso,
Yeah. So
how come you decided to
since
come back here?
I don't know, because I was bored about stay. I mean, I love my job, so I was bored to stay in that small town and say, okay, I want to try to be someone in my life. So why don't restart from London again? So I decided to come here again. So I'm here since the 18th of January of this year.
Here at
And-
TwoRuba.
Yeah, no, not in TwoRuba. I was working in a small gym bar in Soho before.
Okay.
And after I decided to say, well, no, I'm gonna try to bring at Hilton my CV and see if someone is gonna answer back. So Danny answered me back like in 2 days, said, I wanna have an interview with you and a trial shift. So come here and start working here with him. And he as well decided after I think a month to give me the position of head bartender here at Hilton because he believed me. He believed in me, so here we are. I
And
mean,
how do you here at TwoRuba? How it's London is such a cocktail place right now. Every bar wants to differentiate themselves from another. And how do you guys work together to make that happen here?
I mean, there's definitely different areas of London that have this boom of cocktail cultures, and I think actually London Bridge probably isn't one of those areas. There are a few places nearby, but I would say here we're really trying to push ourselves as a destination within London Bridge to go to for cocktails, for champagne and wine. And since Carlo's come, actually we've started doing a lot of new things in terms of doing a lot of syrups and homemade things. Looking at our new menu, which is hopefully going to be launching next month, I would say. So a lot of new cocktails with a lot of homemade elements that you're probably not going to get certainly in the area of London Bridge.
You're right, I haven't realized that.
Yeah.
It's Shoreditch and
Yeah.
Soho, but here,
No.
where there's so many workers, really, there's
Yeah,
so many
it's-
offices.
Definitely, it's a very
know?
corporate environment,
Right.
which a lot of our clientele come from those places. So one of the things as well since I've come is increasing our spirit stock in the back. So some more gins, some new rums and vodkas, and just trying to constantly evolve our offering and what we're doing in the bar, because people know what they want when they come in now. So you've got to keep changing and keep developing and keep moving forward, or you're going to get stuck in the mud and people
And you,
around.
Carlo, have been able to
Yeah.
use your skills that you learned in Treviso to start making, I guess,
it just restart
the syrups
making
and everything.
Danny gave me how can I say give me the possibility to move behind the bar as I want. So what I want to do, I'm gonna do it without ask to anyone. May I do it? May I buy that? And so with that way, we're starting to increase our cocktail list, our as well experience that we're going to give to our customer, because we want to give an experience that someone else around here cannot give, with a perfect serve, and as well to things that other people, maybe other bars around here, are not able to recreate, because we want to be the best, and we're gonna be the best, of course, in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
And I find that Hilton, because I've just been on a trip to 3 Hilton hotels, one across the bridge
Okay.
to the Sky Lounge,
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
also Barcelona and Athens, and they have such famous bars, especially Athens, is known. And I was there for like a midsummer party, and you couldn't move for how many people. It's such an iconic hotel there, especially, and it seems that the Hilton is just jumping on board with this kind of party cocktail, make their guests feel, not so corporate.
Try to bring the American
really feel-
style.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. So Hilton have this group of bars, what they class as destination bars. So we are one of them. You have Sky Bar, where you went to across the bridge, is another one. There's another few in London. We have one at Park Lane, one in the Waldorf Astoria in Edinburgh, and then again all these kind of key cities throughout Europe. And we're part of that group, one, because of our location, obviously being so close to Tower Bridge. It's a destination for not just people staying at the hotel, but people in the area. And also because of the style of bar, the service we deliver, the products we have, we're classed as this destination, this kind of select group of bars in Hilton within Europe.
And so the menu that you're creating, you said you have a new menu coming. How long does it take to think up the drinks? Talk me through the process of
the process
creating
is
a new menu.
try to see
Without telling me any secrets if you don't want to.
No, it's basically
or telling me secrets if you want to.
Of course, some secrets we can tell it. So basically, is create a new cocktail menu is based on the request from the guests. So we went to see what guests used to drink. So, for example, Danny don't know that because I just have the new menu today here. So I'm gonna present him today the new menu. People here drink in London as well a lot of porn star martini. Okay, so it's based on passion fruit, etc.
It's called porn star martini.
But yeah,
I've never even heard of it.
It's a really famous drink here. So
so it's passion fruit.
It's passion fruit, the main flavor inside the cocktail. So I say, okay, why don't take the passion fruit inside this porn star martini and create a new cocktail? So I have created a new drink that the final flavor is gonna be a cookie flavor, and I call that drink the Dirty Mother because porn star martini. I want to give an absolutely strange name, so Dirty Mother, based on butterscotch snaps, passion fruit, thick cream, and vermouth. So it's gonna give at the end all this ingredient mixture is gonna give like a biscuit, a cookie taste. So
is this the first you've heard of this?
It is, it's exactly what I want because my expertise isn't in creating the cocktails and stuff. Being the bar manager, it's a different role. As much as I like to get involved with that side, we'll sit down and we'll have a look at the cocktails. But that's where, because I know how good Carlo is at his job, I can leave him to it and he can come up with this amazing menu. Then we can sit down and say, okay, let's make this. Well, why don't we change this or add this or take this away?
Well, talk me through a little, as bar manager, what your role is here, because we kind of know what bartenders you're creating and all that, and because we don't interview that many bar managers, so it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, so here, the main thing for me here is looking after the team. So we have 12 people, floor staff, bartenders, and we have a day and an evening split because we have two different styles of service really. During the day it's corporate, we have a lot of meetings and business meetings and lunches, and then at night around 5-6 o'clock we kind of drop the lights, we have these gold curtains that come around, music comes up, and then it's more of this kind of party atmosphere. So it's managing the day-to-day operations, it's making sure the team have what they need to do their job as best they can, and it's also planning ahead, so we know what we're doing this week, but we need to know what we're doing in 3 months' time as well. So we're already looking at things for Christmas. We have a promotion at the moment with Sipsmith and Sipsmith Cocktails, which is a bespoke gin in London. Yes. So we started planning that maybe 3 months ago as well. So planning is a big part of it, and then if you plan ahead, it makes the day-to-day operations a lot easier to manage.
And how, when you work together, how often are you changing the menu? Like you're already thinking Christmas cocktails, or?
I'll start to think about Christmas cocktail because Christmas is in December, but for me it's just around the corner. So I need to start to think about the new cocktails and how to mix maybe Christmas flavor that should be cinnamon, chocolate, things like that in a cocktail. I need to transport that flavors inside a cocktail, and it's not so easy because it's not like a cookie or a kind of dessert that you can mix it. You need to transport that in an alcoholic version, and you have to have of course a good taste, and it's kind of difficult if we can say, but it's kind of weird things to do.
If you think about it, not even maybe 10 years ago were bars even thinking about all these different menus.
That's true.
I saw you had Chelsea Flower Show cocktails. That now just you really have to produce so many different things. So often it's kind of like a fashion designer having every
we are
season.
A fashion designer. We're a tailor. I can say we tailor-made. We try to as well tailor-made the drinks for the customers that we want to do to give
and
the customer. And
you have to know your customers so well. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Don't worry.
You have to just be so aware of what the different tastes are that people want. I mean, 2 years ago I didn't drink an old-fashioned, and now I love it.
It's one thing we do well here though is we have that combination of classics and signatures. So our menu has 12 signature cocktails along with some champagne, but at the same time I can guarantee if you tried a cocktail 10 years ago and you want us to recreate it, we can. We have our menu of signatures, 12 signatures, but we have you know, with the stock of drinks that we have the ability to recreate anything, and this is what is important for us because we have such a wide variety of guests staying with us. You know, we have people coming from America for business, you know, couples down for the weekend. It's just such a wide variety of people that come into the bar. We need to be able to, like Carlo says, tailor the experience and deliver different things. So I think it's important as well to build that initial relationship. If someone comes to the bar and speaks to Carlo, it won't take them long to realise that he's incredibly knowledgeable, and if they say, okay, do something for me, they trust it's going to be right for them because they've built that relationship and that trust. Okay, I believe you can make me something good, so let's do it.
Yeah, and you know, bartending is about relationships. I mean,
Yeah, they're psychologists, bartender. First of, be bartender, you have to be a psychologist.
did you realize that when you were going into it?
Yeah, no, that's true because, you know, maybe you can know the life of other people, but people just want to speak about that because they're really stressed about that. So they're coming to have a drink, but first to have a chat. So the drinks come in a second place, in my opinion, if they're staying at the bar, of course. So it should be that you're coming to me because you just have a discussion with your husband, okay? So you want to speak about that, then all that I'm gonna suggest you're gonna take. So I need to understand your status, and in that way I'm gonna create a drink as well. It seems like a stupid thing, but it's real.
No,
also happen all the time. I remember
Absolutely.
that one of my guests in Italy was a night, it was around November or December, I don't really remember exactly the time. But by the way, he came to my bar, it was a cold night, and it was really tired because he worked hard. It was, I don't remember the word, but it was really tired. He said, Carlo, could you please give me, you know, a cocktail that, yes, relax me, but take me up as well. So that come one of the stones of mixology, in my opinion, that's the Sport Flip, that is based on port, wine, brandy, and egg yolk.
Right.
Mix it
Port
all
flip,
together.
yeah.
So it's something that take you up as well, relax you with alcohol.
The tiramisu of cocktails. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, we can say it, tiramisu, kind of, yeah.
Pick me up.
Yeah,
Tiramisu,
pick me
right?
up, sure.
And did it work?
Yeah, it worked. He
It
asked
worked.
me for free that, okay.
It worked really, really well.
Yeah.
Hopefully he was walking after.
It was not driving.
No, good, good. And I can't wait to try one of your cocktails.
Sure.
All right, thanks so much.
So,
Thank you very much.
Porn Star cocktails are now my go-to for the summer. Thanks so much to Daniel and Carlo for being on the show. Best Sips will be taking a short summer break. We return again on September 6th with a bit of London, a bit of Mexico, and a bit of Peru. Have a great summer and catch up on all the episodes you missed on iTunes while sipping your favorite frozen summer cocktail. Until next time, bottoms up. For more information and links to everything you've heard about, plus a bit more, please visit bestbitsworldwide.com. Thanks for listening to Best Sips Worldwide, a spin-off of Best Bits Worldwide. Always remember the wise words of Oscar Wilde, all things in moderation, including moderation, and never drink and drive. Okay, I said that last part. Theme music is by Steven Shapiro and used with permission. You'll find me at the bar